What's up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you live from Boca Raton, Florida. And today I want to talk about this idea of starting with why. Start with why. And I'm not referring to the book. I did get this idea from the book, though, so I have to kind of give some credit to the book. And this is a very effective tactic in copywriting, and I've been seeing it pop up. So yesterday we had our Copy Squad conference call. Right there, Copy Squad Inner Circle. Every other Tuesday, we have a conference call to kind of discuss copywriting, review sales letters of our members, different copy, emails, Facebook ads, all kinds of stuff like that. And we had sort of one of those days where there was like a trend, sort of like I don't know if I just point it out in one sales letter and then all of a sudden it becomes obvious in the other ones, but there was like one of these ongoing morals, and it seems to happen every week, where it's like, oh, you could fix this one problem in your copy by learning how to start with why. And I did get this idea and this premise from this book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, I think it's called. And let me tell you real quick before you go buy the book or think about it, I would just watch the TED Talk, which I didn't realize there was a TED Talk. I actually was gifted the book, and dude, I got through that first couple pages where he explains the concept, and then I could not push through. And I can read like a couple books in like a week or two. So this book was just, it just didn't do it for me, but I did get this one idea that I really enjoyed. And I'll give you the basic premise, and this is kind of from the TED Talk and the book, but basically, it talks about like these three circles, and it's like it's what, how, and you know what, I can do maybe a whiteboard thing here. How do I do that whiteboard on this whiteboard? I'm gonna draw this out, and then whiteboard. I just did this before. Here we go, got it right here. Okay, I'm gonna draw this out, and then start drawing, cool. And this is from, like, again, this is not my idea. This is something I got from another guy. Okay, cool, you can see my screen, and here's how he explains it in the book and whatnot. Say okay, and he's got these three circles, and I think the middle is why, and then it's like the inner circle here is how, no, this circle is how, and this circle is what. Okay, and the example he uses is Apple computers. And he says, like, they start with why, and he explains, like, this is how it works. What do we do? Basically, most companies start with what, go to how, and then why. But if you start with why, it's more powerful. So in the term of Apple computers, it was like, what do? We make computers. How do we do it? Using like sophisticated technology. Why? Because we want to innovate or something like that. He said, but if you reverse the order of that message and start with why, everything else kind of sounds cooler. It's and they start with the why. It's like, we want to push the boundaries of innovation, right? And then how do we do that? By making like the most sophisticated, user-friendly computers in the market, or gadgets, or whatever. And then what we do, man, I'm really butchering this, but I think what I noticed in the copywriting yesterday is I'm gonna get straight to the copy, because I really ruined that. Check out the TED Talk. God, what a terrible, terrible live this is turning into. But in the copywriting world, essentially what I saw with some of the copywriters I was working with was they would basically start with the claim, or the thing they want you to believe, or the thing that they think is good for you, and then they would kind of explain the case. Where what you should do instead is build the case beforehand. You should start with the why. So let me tell you, like in copywriting, you could say, look, you need to eat your vegetables. You need to eat your vegetables because it's like good for your blood sugar or blood health. It helps your vision. It gives you clearer skin. It makes you feel more awake, right? So what you should do whenever you find yourself listing, like, it's almost sort of like the inverse of claim, proof, and then benefit, where you take the thing, the punchline, right? The thing that you're trying to sell them on, sort of say it'd be the mechanism or something like that. And instead you want to build the case beforehand, right? So in the book, Start With Why, he says basically what happens is the far outer circle, or whatever, the what we do becomes like proof in itself of the why. So essentially what you would say is you take everything I just said about vegetables, right, and all these cool reasons, you'd move them to the top, and vegetables would drop to the bottom. And you would build the case for vegetables before you ever present the vegetables. You would say, hey, scientists have found a cool way to improve your skin health. to make your blood sugar levels drop, to make you feel more awake and alert, and to give you better vision. And there's all these, and you can tease that out and you can build it up. Start with the why and go ahead and build that case. And then at the bottom, you say, it's vegetables. And you basically want to build that desire. A lot of folks come out of the gate like, hey, I got a new product and it's going to make you, it's a great way to build your first horse riding tour business. And here's why you should love it, right? And then see how I see the words I said, here's why you will love it. Take the here's why you will love it, the why, and move it to the top, right? So we've got a great way for you to bond with your kids, to go get out in nature, to have an adventure, to probably experience something that very few people ever have a chance to experience in their life, interact with animals and horses. And it is our horse riding tour business that we've got set up that we can take your kids out and go do all this cool, crazy stuff. So all that to say, that was kind of like the theme of the Copy Squad conference call that we just had this week when people were submitting copy. I noticed that, for instance, they'd have like the headline, like a promise. We've got some sort of special mechanism, right? That's one of the things we're trying to avoid is folks who want to come out of the gate and offer their product. If you look at the bottom of these sales letters that we write in financial copywriting, we offer like a big idea, and then there's pages and pages and pages about this giant opportunity that you can get in. And then we introduce a free report to give you all the information about that thing. And then to get the free report, you have to sign up for the newsletter. And that's at the very, 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 very last part is the newsletter is the actual product we're trying to get you to sign up to. The very last thing that comes into play is the product. While I'm, working with some other newer writers, the product is the first thing out of their mouth. And then they spend the rest of the time trying to explain the why. What they should do instead is start with the why. Start with the why you'll love it, why this is so great and why this is going to change your life, why it's new, easy, safe, and big, right? Sometimes lately you've been getting away from those old rules of thumb, That's my whole book, Take Their Money. There's people I don't think, I haven't talked about my book in so long. KyleTheWriter.com/book. My book, Take Their Money, is based on this whole concept of first, before you start trying to sell your product, you need to establish that it is new, easy, safe, and big. These are like the big four selling emotions. These can be your big four whys. Why is it so great? Because it's new, it's easy to do, it doesn't take a lot of effort or time, it's safe and predictable in its results. Like you aren't going to get scammed or ripped off. It's been proven before, and then it's big. The result that you'll get will be big. If it's vegetables, you'll see 4 times farther. You'll have 10 years younger skin. You'll have 100% more energy. It's got to be some sort of big result. If it's a horse riding thing, like your estranged children will love you again. Okay, that's an exaggerated example. But again, those are the big 4 whys, I guess you could call it. Maybe I can work that angle in there somewhere, somehow. And I do apologize for butchering that thing. I thought it would come to me once I started talking about the start with why thing, but it did not. I would recommend checking out the TED Talk. I don't recommend the book. It's one of those books, like I said, I had trouble getting into it, and I can read a lot of books with relative ease and excitement. So that just said, I think the books, I went and looked at Amazon to see if I was the only one, and I saw a lot of people say that the book was full of fluff and kind of just repetitive. So I don't think I'm the only one. All right. Well, this live today is just effort and consistency. I didn't have a lot planned to say, so I was hoping for some engagement. Doesn't look like we're going to get it on this call. If you're interested in getting your copy kind of reviewed in the same way, learning these lessons that I'm kind of sharing with you more one-on-one and personalized, you can check out the Copy Squad Inner Circle. We do sales letter breakdowns every 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks in between, we get together and have a conference call and chat copy and marketing strategy. Okay? And that's all I've got for today. How long did this one run? About 9 minutes. I'm okay with that. What's really important is showing up. The worst workout is the one you don't do. Bad workout is better than no workout. And I'm hoping the same rule applies to going live on YouTube. Okay? No questions coming through. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace out. Copy Squad.